Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Roy Hibbert. And a switcher also for Detroit. Butler's checked in.
Well, last season, the fans in Indiana finally came back in bunches to support their hometown Pacers. In the top 10 in attendance, up from 25th in 2013.
On the court for the Pistons, Jennings and Meeks in the back. The big men, Smith and Drummond. And it's Butler in at the small forward. Drummond passes it to Butler. Feeds it to Meeks. Just 4 to shoot. From past the arc. And the shot is good. Meeks got his second basket of the night. Well, Clark, you look at the low attendance numbers for the Pacers in years past from 2007 to 2012. They averaged the second worst in the league. I think that surprised a lot of people.
It really did. It surprised me and the rest of the organization as well. Yet that corresponds with the seasons that the Pacers actually dipped below 500, and there wasn't a lot of promise on the horizon. With the Pacers winning now, and from what I hear, the TV ratings are also over double. Actually, I know the TV ratings for that team have doubled up since 2012, so things are headed in the right direction now.
Pistons trailed by 3. Here is Boomer. Against Miami, he was really on his game. He dishes it to Meeks. Chance effort, and it's Drummond missing.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Stuckey with Caron Butler covering. Scola kicks to George. Last set in the pick for George. Tries from 10. Here's Hill. Detroit with the rebound. Here is Boomer, averaging 9 points per contest. Drummond with a screen on George. Boomer the pass to Drummond. And the shot is good.
The offensive execution really well done. They got the ball in tight for the high percentage shot.
Pacers have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Screen by Scola. Pass to Hill. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Some changes for Indiana. Miami's checked in for West, and it's Watson in for Rodney Stuckey. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Augustine's checked in. Boomer the pass to Smith.
Well, Josh Smith, one of the league's most versatile defenders, is very strong and athletic. He can guard either 3s or 4s, which gives your defense a lot of options.
And Smith, a terrific shot blocker. His great athleticism making an impact every time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, just a guy that I think does a really good job filling up the stat sheet. Steals, assists, and he'll give you some highlight reel, too.
Yeah. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. Excellent use of the screen that time.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Drummond the screen. Here is Boomer. He's covered by Watson. Out to Smith. Here's Boomer. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Boomer's got his first basket. Indiana leading. And here's Watson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And George, here we go. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Drummond the screen. 1:53 left in the first quarter. Banked in off the glass. Drummond's got 5 points so far. Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to speak with Frank Vogel for a minute. His big key defensively is to deny them drives and finishes at the rim. He said that's where they're most effective, getting to the cup. If we're going to win, we've got to shrink those gaps and bait them into taking contested jump shots. Guys, a chance to break the tie on the season series if they're successful.
Thank you, Doris. Pistons trailed by 4. Drummond a screen. Here's Boomer. Boom, he jams it straight down. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
C.J. Watson at 6'2" is an outstanding shooting combo guard. He's an excellent marksman from behind the three-point line, which helps his team space the floor. But he's also an underrated defender.
Singler, he's checked in for Detroit. For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Here is Boomer, averaging 9 points per contest. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Boomer's got 6.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Fade away. The shot is off. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They went to Indiana for their last meeting with the Pacers and came out with a win.
And in that matchup, it was a very close game, but it boiled down to foul trouble. And I thought that was the key because a lot of those starters had to go to the bench.
Singler outside. Butler on the way. Just 5 to shoot. Here's the floater. Here's Boomer. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get C.J. Watson. The Pistons have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. This is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
You know, I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
It's a tie game in Indiana. After this break, we'll be back with the start. We got a close game here. Group in now for Indiana. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Hibbert. West comes in for Mahimi. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for C.J. Miles. And George Hills subbed in for C.J. Watson. And a different look here for the Pistons. Smith checked in for Butler. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Singler. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for D.J. Augustine. And it's Boomer in for Brandon Jennings. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Boomer, he's in at the point. Smith is out there with Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Then it's Greg Monroe. And it's Meeks in at the 2.
Let's take a moment here to see some numbers for Rodney Stuckey. He's putting up 10 points a night, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Looking at those numbers, you'd probably say, yeah, that's about what we'd expect out of him.
Which isn't really what any player wants to hear. I mean, you don't want to meet expectations. You want to under-promise and over-deliver. You want to exceed expectations, and maybe we'll start to see him do that shortly.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Monroe with a screen on Hill. Here's Boomer. It's hauled in by George.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
And both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
Scola sets a screen for Hill. Outside Scola, 6 to shoot. Hill against Smith, fires it up, and the basket by Hill. Hill's got 12.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Here is Boomer. He's got 10. Over in the corner, Meeks. It's rebounded by Indiana. West has got 6 rebounds now in the game. call will go against Boomer. That'll be his second foul of the game. Hill dishes to George. Screen by Scoa. Outside, George. It's back to Hill. Now George. 7 points in the game. Indiana needs to get a shot on West. Good work defensively by Smith.
Hey, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Here's Boomer. Here's Monroe. That's in the short one. Monroe's got 7 points.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
And they're pushing it up. Here's Caldwell Pope. Misses in close. Indiana's gone 3 or 4 from long range in the game. And George kicks it to West. That ball, nice speed that time from George. And it's 6 points for David West. Pistons trailed by 4. Here is Boomer. 10 points for him. In low to Monroe. Can't cash in from close range.
Well, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, you love what David West brings to the table. Offensively, he can shoot, he can post up, he can hustle you. But he can really help you win without the ball in his hands, too, by setting hard screens and crashing the offensive boards.
And the Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in. Boomer the pass to Smith. Paul George grabs the miss.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Taken away. And here we go. Up the floor. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Outside Hill. 6 to shoot. No luck. Nice Steve from Boomer. And West, just what you think of when you talk about a true veteran, competitive, leadership, toughness.
All of that is David West personified. He does it without saying a whole lot. When he speaks, it's always right on time and on target. His example is one that all young players should absorb and benefit from.
Hill dishes to West. Hill a screen on Smith. West kicks to Stucker. The feed to Hill. Pass to George. Fires top of the key. Rebound, Detroit. Smith's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here is Boomer. He's guarded by Hill. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Smith with a screen on George.
Well, it wasn't a textbook pick, but he still managed to score. Good concentration on the finish.
It's a tie game in Indiana. And time now to go.
Gentlemen, I'm here with Roy Hibbert. And Roy, what do you think the team needs to do coming up in the second half?
I think we should take care of the ball on the offensive end, get back, but we got to do a better job of just controlling the pace of the game. You know, you give a little bit of leeway, but we need to do a better job in that aspect.
Roy, as always, we appreciate the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
All right, Dor.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. Our passing has been very precise. I'll give you guys a lot of credit for that. We've been extremely smart with the ball, basically haven't given them any gifts whatsoever. I will point out that all the steals we got in that half as something we can build on. We pestered them with our D. That was great. And guys, where I want us to have the biggest presence in the next 2 quarters is on the offensive glass. That's where we're going to leave our mark. We know we can take their best punches and hang with them. Now it's time to hit them with everything we got and see how they handle it.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping up.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. It's Watson in for George Hill. Detroit also making some changes. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Sinkler comes in for Butler. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jody Meeks. George and Scoa, they're the forwards. C.J. Miles is out there with Watson. And it's Mahimi in at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the Pacers 5. Sinkler passes to Jennings. And it's Paul George with the 5. For Brandon Jennings. So it's Detroit now. Augustine with it. 6 to shoot. Here's Monroe. Tries to save it, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Moment to check out Paul George here. This past month or so, he's really given the fans a lot to watch. 4th in steals, 10th in free throw shooting. And he's been quite an offensive threat, averaging enough points to put him in the top 20 in scoring.
Steve, he's a real ace defensively for him when you take a look at his steals per game average. I mean, whether it's getting into the passing lanes or taking the ball from ball handlers, he does both really well.
Well, traditionally, many of the great free throw shooters have come from the point guard ranks. Here are the ones leading the league this year. And you look at Augustine, deadly on the stripes. Someone you do not want to foul.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome is going to be. So it sort of prevents the defense from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
That's exactly right. I mean, you'd rather dare them to make a shot than risk sending them to the stripe. That's almost 3 points for them. At least there's a chance they'll miss from the floor. That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Puts up the baby hook. Boomer. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got 4 rebounds in this game. And George kicks to Watson. That ball, nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. Pistons leading by 9. Screen by Monroe. Here's Boomer. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Boomer's got 14 points for the game. For Indiana, they've gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the 3rd. Watson kicks to Hill. Scola sets a screen for Hill. And here's Watson, averaging 8 points a game, just 5 to shoot. And the basket by Hill.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Screen by Monroe. Here is Boomer. He's got 14. He kicks it to Monroe. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Scola dishes to Watson. Hill a screen on Monroe. Outside Hill. Fires the 3. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, David West is one of the most consistent guys in the entire NBA. Not only with his production, but with his demeanor on a team. As Coach Frank Vogel said, West has poise and composure. He's our rock. There's no other way to put it. He's a leader for them, Kevin, on and off the court.
A steady vet. Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, one of the savviest players you'll see, no doubt.
Boomer the pass to Smith. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Smith's got the lead up to 11 now for the Pistons. Pacers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the 3rd. Some pretty nice work. There's the pick. The drive by Hill. Again missing Hill.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Augustine in the corner. Puts up a three. Another three for Detroit.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
It's good, and the Pistons lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from George.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
Screen by Monroe. Smith right side. It's stolen by Hill. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Watson. Uses the glass to pump it in. Watson's got his second bucket of the night.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Outside Hill. Kicks it to George. Charity stripe shot. Second shot opportunity. And the rejection by Smith. And now a brief chance to view our State Farm assist of the game. It's one of... So it's Indiana.
Guys, Paul.
Come on. Who died? You look a little nervous.
Well, I heard it's never a good thing to be called into the GM's office, especially the day your 10-day contract is up. So if you're gonna release me, I would just appreciate it if you did it quickly.
I'm gonna be brutally honest, kid. You haven't done enough to secure a regular roster spot.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, wait. You have done enough to secure another 10-day contract, though.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you another shot to prove you belong in this league permanently, huh?
Hey, you won't regret it either. I'm gonna make it awfully hard for you to let me go.
I hope so. Look, a contract's on my secretary's desk. You go sign that on your way out. Get out of here.
All right, thank you.
All right. Where's my lunch?